Khadijah was not only the Prophet's, peace be upon him, wife. She was his companion, his trusted partner. Who was this remarkable woman before she became the first believer? Before she became the first believer in Islam, she was already among the most respected women in Makkah. Khadijah bint Khuwaylid was born into the noble tribe of Quraysh. She was known for her dignity, wisdom, and noble character. Among the people of Makkah, she was honored with the title At-Tahira, the Pure One. She was also one of the most successful merchants in Arabia. At a time when trade caravans crossed vast deserts to places like Syria, Khadijah invested her wealth in commerce, employing trustworthy men to lead her caravans. Her business flourished, but she was searching for something more valuable than wealth. She was searching for honesty. Throughout Makkah, one man's reputation stood above all others: Muhammad ibn Abdullah, peace be upon him. Long before revelation came to him, the people called him Al-Amin, the trustworthy. When Khadijah heard of his honesty, she entrusted him with one of her trade caravans bound for Syria. She also sent her servant, Maysara, to accompany him on the journey. The journey was unlike any before it. Muhammad, peace be upon him, conducted every transaction with honesty, fairness, and integrity. When the caravan returned to Makkah, the prophets exceeded what Khadijah had expected. But it wasn't the wealth that impressed her most. It was his character, his honesty, his humility, his noble manners. She had found what no amount of wealth could ever buy: a man of truth. Khadijah's wealth continued to grow through trade, but wealth was never the measure of her worth. She was a woman of dignity, intelligence, and generosity, and the man she had entrusted with her trade would soon become her husband. The early books of Sarah report that Khadijah sought marriage to Muhammad, peace be upon him, and their marriage took place in Makkah. He was 25 years old, according to the well-known reports of the Sarah, and from that marriage came a family that would become part of the history of Islam forever. Allah blessed them with children. Khadijah was the mother of all of the prophets, peace be upon him. Children except Ibrahim. But perhaps what makes their marriage so remarkable is not simply the family they built. It is the loyalty they showed one another. They lived together for many years before the beginning of the revelation, and during those years, Khadijah was not simply the Prophet's, peace be upon him, wife. She was his companion, his trusted partner, the woman whose home became a place of peace and comfort. Their marriage reminds us that a strong marriage is not built only on beautiful moments. It is built through trust, through patience, through loyalty, through standing beside one another when life becomes difficult. Khadijah had wealth. Muhammad, peace be upon him, had noble character. But what made their marriage beautiful was not what either possessed. It was the character they brought into their home. And when we look at Khadijah's life, we see that her greatness was not created by the moment revelation came. She was already a woman of strength, dignity, wisdom, and generosity. And soon, her greatest test would arrive, a test that would require everything she had: her wealth, her patience, and her heart. The woman who had once lived a life of comfort would soon walk through some of the hardest years of the early Muslim community, and that is where her greatest sacrifice begins.